Most mergers happen in war rooms with whiteboards and markers spread all over the table between the pizza boxes. Ours happened on video calls during a pandemic, and we still landed it to the minute. In late November 2019, the railroad announced a deal to purchase the Central Maine and Quebec Railway, or the CMQ. It surprised almost everyone, but it made strategic sense. It reopened access to the East Coast and shortened the run from the ports to Montreal and Toronto by roughly 200 miles. Then came the kicker. The go-live for systems cutover was set for June 3rd, 2020. That's not a lot of time to bring an entire railroad into the fold. We made a call early, pave over CMQ systems and bring everything into the larger stack. With limited documentation, that meant rebuilding critical pieces from square one. And the work environment was not cooperating. This was peak COVID. No conference rooms or site visits. No whiteboards and certainly no handshakes. We had one mandate: integrate CMQ without disrupting the rest of the railroad's network. So we built a merger on screens. 200 people, from admins to asset managers, lined up across time zones and job functions. We diagrammed on shared docs and argued on mute, if you remember that. We solved in chat. We rehearsed the choreography of 1,000 small steps that had to run in a precise order, overnight, while trains kept moving elsewhere. On June 2nd in the afternoon, with the early summer sun shining on my back, I walked through a tent outside the door where a masked security guard took my temperature and checked his list and waved me through. I badged into a nearly empty office and headed to a single meeting room our CIO had approved. It felt like walking into a library after hours. I brought fruit and muffins along with coffee, tea, and water for the skeleton cutover crew. Not because snacks solve problems, but because people do. And it was going to be a long night. Our cutover coordinator, Pridham, opened the run book. He was calm and methodical. We all knew our roles, and I was there to clear hurdles and keep the path open. Just before midnight, the last CMQ trains tied up at their destination. Crews marked their final shift as CMQ, and the lights went off and the doors closed. Our clock started ticking. We began moving waybills and onboarding employees, migrating assets, sidings, AEI readers, codes, emails, radios, even door locks. Every move touched something vital and every sequence had dependencies. The mantra was simple: do the next right step. Step 143 complete, someone calls over the speaker. Great, let's press on. Step 144, please. We check in on the hour and the half hour, short and sweet. Green, 1 amber, we're looking into it. Okay, it's sorted, back to green. I call ahead to remove blockers for steps that haven't started yet. We're always working 2 moves in front. It's not glamorous. It's checklists and nerves and trust, like watching a loading bar inch across the screen while 3 other teams validate data in parallel. It's asking who needs what, from whom, and by when, 100 times without apology. By 3 a.m., shirts are wrinkled and eyes are burning. The timer on the table keeps reminding us that freight doesn't care about feelings. Someone's VPN drops and someone's permissions don't propagate. There's no panic. We find a way and log the deviation. We keep things moving. Here's what you learn in a moment like this. Big outcomes are just a stack of small agreements kept on time. We weren't doing a merger. We were making and keeping promises, one after another, for 6 hours. Near dawn, the last verification comes through. Accounting reconciles, HR confirms employee profiles, network checks passed, the asset register balances to the unit. Pridham looks up with a tired smile on his face. Final step complete. We called it. Cutover complete. On schedule. No serious disruptions. And then my favorite part. The lights those CMQ crews had turned off hours earlier get turned on again. Same buildings but new badges. Those trains now move under another banner. It's the same track but a different railroad. In one night, we merged 480 miles of track into an existing system. Rolled over power and rail cars. Brought sidings, readers, radios, email, and buildings into a new operational heartbeat. And we did it in a vacuum. No travel or whiteboards, no high fives in the hallway. When I walked out late on June 3rd into an empty parking lot, the afternoon sunshine felt both like the day before and an entirely new season. The merger restored the railroad's path to the Atlantic and set the stage for much bigger acquisitions down the line. The kind of domino that looks small until you see the line it tips. If you strip away the acronyms and the railroad romance, here's what made it work. Clarity beats volume. Everyone knew the next right step and who owned it. Practice under constraint. We rehearsed remotely because we had to. That made the real thing tighter. Psychological safety. People knew they could escalate problems early because nobody got punished for raising a hand. And logistics is love. Snacks, drinks, and ready phone lines sound small, but they're not. That's how humans stay human at 4 a.m. We didn't get to raise a glass together. We didn't get a team photo, but we got something better, a clean cutover. Trains moving where they needed to move, people getting paid correctly and doors opening. The hum of a massive system that just keeps on moving like nothing happened. Even in a vacuum, teams aligned to a purpose can do remarkable things. Not because of heroics, but because of preparation, trust, and the discipline to do the next right step, again and again, until the sun comes up. If you lead teams through change, remember this. Big results are just small promises kept on time. That's how you move from debate to done, even in a vacuum.